is the book of Levi, the book of Gemini. So let's take a look at the meaning of the name of Levi. Joining, clinging, wreathing, entwining, enfolding, uniting, loving. These are the twins, okay? They are united. They're joined spiritually and psychically. Twins are joined. They're psychically intertwined, okay? They're enfolding, and at least they're supposed to be, which isn't always true. They're supposed to be loving. And sometimes twins become the worst of enemies. You recall about 5 years ago, a white twin brother killed his twin here in Atlanta. Y'all remember that? About 5 or 6 years ago. You know, out of harassment that his 3-minute older twin pounded him in the ground all of his life, dogged him, and he finally couldn't take it anymore, and he killed him. You know, that's a rarity for twins. Twins are so, like the little Osmond twins. If they aren't careful, they'll never get married. They don't want to leave each other. The little girl said they can't even imagine one of them being in another city where the other one is, you know, but they're that closely bound together. What they're saying is that that's the same soul in two bodies. But what they mean is the two types of the same soul joined in their human, spiritual and human identity so close that they have to come back looking alike so that they can be alike. You know, I imagine it's a marvelous experience having a twin, particularly if you can afford. You got one? Yeah.
Well, no, I don't have one. It's stillborn.
Oh, it's still. Oh, is that right?
In about 3 generations of my
Oh, is that right? Okay, yeah. It's supposed to be quite a spiritual
but
experience.
It seems like the opposite, man. You know.
Well, that could be true too. I mean, sometimes, like in the brother-sister, brother-brother relationship, we come back in the same family to dissolve old conflict. Part of it is karmic. And I know me and my older brother had some bad relationship, you know, because I can't stand him even now, you know. But he's tried to dominate me, you know, most of his life, you know. He's tried to dominate. Yeah, he's about 18 years my senior, you know. And we've been going at it since I was able to get out on my own. You know, but he's in a religion that wants to, Jehovah's Witness. Man. You know, that's a whole nother lecture. Let me leave that alone. Yeah. Okay, let me get on here with Levi. Simon and Levi are brothers. Weapons of violence are their swords. The weapons of violence are their swords. Here's the other key. Look at this word. I'm supposed to show you this under another presentation, but this will do finely. Weapons of violence are their swords. Now, okay, that's it. Look at this word. This is what a sword is. Words of power is what a sword really is. And that's atypical Geminian. Gemini is in 3rd house, the house of words or the house of writing. Their weapons are their swords. And believe me, you can do more damage with words than you can with a gun. Because you can kill something in someone rather than kill them. You know? Yes, you can cut up a human being so badly with words it becomes almost irreparable. Okay?
So, did we choose those like I'm a Gemini.
Uh-huh.
Why would I choose the Gemini sign? Is it to work out something else?
To become what your possibilities are in this cycle. Understand that when they underwrite that this is a very high sign. This is a mental sign. Gemini is mental. Yeah, okay, it's one that feeds best on knowledge. That what matters most in your life is your thinking. What correlates with your thinking correlates. In other words, what you have to put in tune with your mind is your heart. This is the ram This is the line. When the lion and the ram lie down together, there shall be peace in the land. So the harmony between mind and heart is what we're all trying to do, not just one individual. But you have a direct line of reference and communication with your heart. Okay, that's what Gemini needs to know. This culture in the West depends on thinking. The culture of the East depends on love and wisdom, which is the heart. It is listening to the heart. We don't get educated like that neither in school or in church. The minister doesn't tell people to listen to their hearts. I mean, your heart really can speak more clearly than your mind. When you feel something, pull your head down and you hear something, that's coming from your heart. That's direct truth from your soul nature. And it's not going to say it 2 or 3 times. It's going to say it once. Whatever that message is, you do that. You see, your head might tell you 8 different things, but your heart will tell you the truth and will tell it to you one time. I'd like to point out this example of this sister in the Bahamas who picked up the newspaper one day and saw where a black woman, a welfare recipient with 4 kids, needed a heart transplant. And when she finished reading it, she said her spirit, she said her heart told her, go help that girl. And said it once. She said she had $125,000 laying around. She could afford it. This is a black woman.
Well, maybe she wasn't fit to give it up, right?
$125,000 to buy her not only a new heart, but heart transplant. And it was so powerful. When I read it, it quickened my spirit. So I know the spirit was in there somewhere. Just like she didn't even know what. Not only that, she didn't even know where the woman was until she read the rest of the article. And then she found out she's in the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. She called and told her, I have $125,000 for her operation, like that. This woman will be rich forever. And the Spirit will keep giving it to her and keep giving it to her. When you follow the Spirit's guidance and give, you open up the whole universe. You can have anything that the Creator has, And one of the great affirmations, since I mentioned this, I'm getting off here, is you're supposed to affirm whatever God has is mine. Well, now, wait a minute. But you're also supposed to affirm whatever I have is God's. Okay? That's your connection between abundance and poverty. See? Most of us beg, beg, beg. Gimme, 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 gimme. We never say that whatever I have, God can have. You see? That's the tie that makes the cycle of giving and receiving, giving and receiving.
So would it also be considered collecting your inheritance?
That's exactly right. That's how you get it, by claiming it from the divine. But you give it back to the divine. That's the other part of it that we're not as willing to do. You see, is to put it on the same table that we get it from. You see, whatever God gives me, God is still in charge of. You see, so that the universe can get its work done through you. You see. Okay, well, let me get back here. Now. I'm getting off here, but I guess I needed to touch on that. Okay. Now this is I haven't been able to break this particular symbolic riddle here. And in their self-will, they hucked an ox. I still don't know what that means. Instead of dig down the wall. It sure does. Or sold something. Okay? But the ox is the bull, it's the bull. So I haven't been able to, I've been digging away at it, but I haven't been able to break it down in. Yeah. Huh? Well, it doesn't say hacked. It says hocked. Hocked. Yeah, and the only meaning I know of the word hocked is to sell or pawn. And that's the thought that came to my mind. And of Levi he said, thy Thummim and thy Urim are with thy godly one, him whom thou lovest, thy Thummim and thy Urim. Those are the precious